What's up, guys? NorbCam here again with another Keys to the Game episode. This week, Seattle Seahawks take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. And this is an important game for both teams in that it has playoff implications. For the Seahawks, we're 7-2-1, chasing the Dallas Cowboys, who continue their amazing win streak, having won on Thanksgiving Day. They are now 10-1, number one in the NFC. We are in number 2 right now. And the only way that we can possibly catch up to them is we would have to win out, and Dallas would have to lose 2 games in order for us to take the number 1 seed from them. So we've got every game counts. In any regard in the playoffs, you want to win out the rest of your games just to make sure you stay ahead of the pack behind us, because there's a lot of teams still fighting to catch up to us. So important game for the Seahawks in that regards. For the Buccaneers, they are 5-5, chasing the NFC South leading Atlanta Falcons, who are 6-4. So they need this game really badly to try to stay in the division race with the Falcons. So a lot at stake at this game. On paper, this would normally be a game that you would think the Seahawks should win. However, the main key word to this game is injuries. As you guys know, against the Philadelphia Eagles last week in that victory, we suffered some pretty significant injuries to key positions, namely Earl Thomas pulled a hamstring in that game, was out for the rest of the game, and he's probably out a couple weeks recovering from that. And unfortunately, that ends his streak of 106 consecutive games that he's started since he joined the Seahawks. So it'll be very different without him back there. And the question is just how much different will it be? Obviously, he brings so much as being able to cover the ground with so much speed, the way he hits, and his leadership. It's going to be different, but we'll talk about a little bit who's going to take his spot and what we need to do. Michael Bennett is also out. CJ Procise hurt his shoulder, his scapula. He's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, probably until the playoffs. So that was a big loss in terms of the Seattle backfield. We also lost Troy Pope, who we were all very excited to get him back from preseason to him leaving the team to us picking him up, and then he finally gets on the field, and not more than a couple plays later gets a high ankle sprain, and now he's out for a few weeks. So those 4 guys are definitely out, and so we are then at the running back position. Unfortunately, Thomas Rawls is still good to go, but we're going to need a little help behind him. So other injuries to be aware of. Doubtful today is Brock Coyle. Got banged up last week. And then questionable is cornerback Deshaun Shedd, center Justin Britt, defensive lineman DeMontre Moore, and receiver Tanner McAvoy. Those guys are all questionable. So it's going to be a big test, a big task for the Seahawks to overcome these injuries, especially playing a team right now like the Bucs, who have been pretty hot lately. Their offense has been playing really well, led by quarterback Jameis Winston. He's still growing through, working through his growing pains, but he's been playing very well lately. They beat Kansas City on the road, which is a tough task. He's thrown for, I think, over 300 yards the last couple of games, and hasn't turned the ball over as much as he typically does. So they've got, of course, their probably number one offensive weapon, receiver Mike Evans, and their running back Doug Martin just came back and is starting to contribute to their offense as well. So Richard Sherman will probably be shadowing Doug Martin to try to shut him down. And so it's going to be very important for us to get pressure on the quarterback. Our front 7 has got to do what they've been doing and continuing getting pressure like they did against rookie Carson Wentz of the Eagles, forcing him to make some bad throws, get him under pressure, and cause some turnovers there too. So that's going to be a key to this game. On the flip side of going back to the injuries, for Earl Thomas, Steven Terrell is going to have to step up as he did in the second half of the Eagles game, and Nico Thorpe for Deshaun Shedd. These are 2 names that I didn't even know what they were at the time when those two guys went out during the game last week. So get to know these guys, because they're going to, hopefully we won't be hearing their name too much, because if we don't, that means they're doing a good job. So Terrell and Thorpe, these guys are going to have to be the other half of the Legion of Boom if Deshaun Shedd does in fact sit out this game. And hopefully these guys can keep up the Legion of Boom's performance and keep the defense solid while the other guys get rested up. So we, on the offensive side, for the guys who were missing, Alex Collins, who was inactive last week. He had the one play against the Patriots and fumbled on it. He's going to have to do much better than that, as he's going to be one of the key backs behind Thomas Rawls. So I'm hoping he has a solid game, contributes to the running game. We're going to need it. Justin Britt's backup, Joey Hunt, will be taking the first rep snaps this week. So watch that on shotgun formation, as well as Wilson under center. Hopefully, the exchanges between center and quarterback have been pretty clean, and Justin Britt's had a really good year. So him not playing is another factor that you will want to watch, both in protections and run blocking and just the quarterback exchanges. And then on the defensive side, Kevin Pierre-Louis will be filling in for Brock Coyle. So it's nice to have KPL back in the lineup, healthy again. So a lot to talk about. We went from one of the almost healthier teams to suddenly, tons of guys banged up. So my 5 keys to the game today, summarize. 1 is next man up. All those guys I just mentioned, everybody's got to step up and, not let, there be a big drop off from in their positions. Obviously, Earl Thomas is a unique player by himself, but hopefully these guys, as Coach Carroll has been always preaching, which is, always compete, and hopefully with that, these guys in the backup positions will have that same level of intensity, that same level of competitive spirit to be as good as possible as they are filling in with these guys. And hopefully, they can lock things down and keep this win streak going. Number 2, quarterback pressure and keeping Mike Evans in check. I know there's like 2 things, but to me they're kind of as a whole, because as the defensive backs go as the front 7 and particularly the front 4 go. So if we can get quarterback pressure on Winston, generate some sacks, some rush throws, things like that, then I think that's going to help out our back end a ton. So it's just the defense has got to work as a whole that way. But if Winston can just stand around and do what he wants, we'll be in for a long day. So got to get the pressure on there. As always, got to win the turnover battle. In games like this, it's the team that makes the most mistakes that's going to lose. So we've got to be on the plus side of the turnover battle. This is one that we don't bring up enough, but we got to execute on special teams. Been saying that our kicking game has been less than stellar, and I think we've just got to not leave points on the board. It could come down to a close game, and so every extra point, every field goal, you miss 1 or miss 2, that could be the difference between winning and losing the game. So, but all around special teams, kick coverage, the punt game, against the Bills, we got that one punt block that led to a touchdown, so we can't afford any mistakes like that on the road. So special teams got to be special today. And finally, key number 5 is Russell Wilson and the offense need to control the game. That's a combination of executing, converting third downs, long sustained drives aided by the running game, all those things that we've been seeing lately. And I think if the offense just continues to play like they have, Russell's been so good lately, finding the connection with so many different receivers, particularly Jimmy Graham, Doug Baldwin. Seems like a different guy steps up and makes plays every week. So we just need to maintain that consistency and do what we've been doing. And I think we'll be in good shape in that regard. So those are my 5 keys. And hopefully they all come true and we get a win coming out of Tampa. So to wrap this up, I just want to do some shout outs here coming up. In the Arizona Cardinals game, Gavin Ducart, I met your mom in the stands. If any of you saw the video, my reaction video of the Philadelphia Eagles game, she came over to me in the beginning of the second half, and I promised I'd do a shout out to him. So there you go, Gavin. Shout out to you, and I look forward to meeting you at the Cardinals game. It's going to be a blast. Another one is Arenzo Martinez is a huge Seahawks fan, and thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he will be at the Carolina Panthers game, getting a fun game day experience. And part of that game day experience is he wanted to get together and meet with me. So I look forward to meeting you, Arenzo, and your family at the Panthers game. It's going to be exciting, rematch against the Panthers. We have some revenge to take. It's prime time. It's going to be awesome. So I look forward to meeting you, young man, and it's going to be a blast that night. So counting the days. And one more thing I'm excited about later this week on Friday, Blue Friday. I'm looking forward to a visit with the students over at Denny International Middle School in West Seattle. It's going to be fun. Going to be hanging out over there during the lunch hours. So for all those who go to that school, I'll see you then. All right, it's going to be fun. Anyway, that's pretty much it. This is this Sunday wraps up the Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you guys all had an enjoyable, memorable, fun Thanksgiving weekend. I certainly did, and it's, as some of you have seen my video about our nephew who passed away. It's been a challenging, emotional time during this, particularly the holiday season. But it's been a lot of good time spent with family, and we appreciate all the support we've gotten from friends and even strangers like you who have heard of his story and have sent their well wishes. So we thank you for that. I also want to say I'm in a thanking mood. I do want to thank fellow YouTubers who've collaborated with me this past season. Gangrene David, Slita, which is Sports Alive in the ATL, Philadelphia for meeting up with me at the Seahawks game, even though it didn't go so well for her. I had a great time meeting up and doing the rap battle. So appreciate the collaborations with all you guys this past season. And if any of you guys are YouTubers of any of our remaining opponents, let me know, because I would love to do at least one more before the season's up. So get in touch with me. You know how to reach me. My contact information is in the description. All right. And most of all, I want to thank you guys, the viewers, the fans, because without you, you guys who watch me, who follow me, and subscribe to my channel, and put things down in the comments, even the haters, you guys are the reason why I love to do this. It's why all of us YouTubers do this, is for you, the audience. So I appreciate your support and for being there. And I'll continue to try to do entertaining content for you guys. So thanks a lot. I appreciate all the support. And yeah, let's get a win today. Go Hawks.